Alrighty everyone, it's another episode of Alice TV with Luke and Steve. What are we talking about today, Steve?
What we always talk about. Talking about Delta-8.
Yeah, buddy, that's right. But today, we've got a different tone today.
It's a somber.
Yes. No, it's a sad. It's tough.
It's negative.
It is negative.
You're getting negative on me.
There's downsides.
I need a gummy.
There's downsides. We're here to talk about the downsides of D8.
The downsides.
Yeah.
Are there downsides?
I know. I didn't think that there was.
When this is empty. That's the downside.
But no, seriously, for I think it's important, right? We did a video already. We talked about some of the positives, and I think there's also a lot of people out there who would phrase the question differently, right? They may say to themselves, rather than saying like, "Why should I try Delta-8?" They may be searching for reasons why not to try Delta-8. So I think it's important that we highlight them and be real about it. So number one, there's not really a lot of regulation, right? Well, we can look at, like, for instance, marijuana is highly regulated, and it's highly regulated in each individual state because Delta-8 is hemp. The regulations for it are much looser.
That sounds like a reason to do it.
I disagree, because I think there's a lot of people out there who want to have consistency. They want to have consistency across the board, and I mean, for instance,
are you kidding? We got tests.
You're a pig. You're
Sorry,
going to talk with your mouth full when you're talking to these people.
All right, I'll shut up.
Come on.
I'll shut up.
Eat your chew. Come on, give it a good chew first, and then just swallow it whole.
No, I like to get the juice.
Get the juice out. Look, take a little drink there. Swallow it whole.
I like the taste.
Okay. All right. Well, excuse Steve and
Excuse me.
Excuse him and his speak him in his mouth full. Unbelievable. But look, for instance, one example here, not enough regulation is childproof packaging. Right. I think this is something that's it's been very important to owls. And I think, we have high potency gummies here, and I think that it is difficult. I think it's a bad thing for the industry when we can have childproof packaging, or someone can just have something effectively marketed towards kids, and there's no shiny packaging. And you see some of these people like the Sour Patch Kids, and I'm like, this is a joke.
You're worried about the kids getting all of these?
I am. No, I think it's important. I think that child-proof packaging is important, and I think there should be regulation for it. There isn't any, which leads to people being able to do whatever they want. So that's one reason. The second thing is really there's no standard for quality, right? There's no standard for quality at all. And when in a new industry, you get everything, right? And the education really isn't there right now to differentiate between what is a good product, what is a bad product. If I look at something and it's 500 milligrams that costs $50, and I have something else that's 500 milligrams and it's $10, what's the difference, right? There's not really education there, and so I think there's just such a wide variety of products. It can almost be overwhelming sometimes to people, and being able to notice what is a brand that you can trust in versus what is a brand just like slinging what they can is hard to notice. And for those of you who don't know, look for the COAs, look for the company owners, their faces, right? Are they hiding behind it? Look for all of that. We're here, we show ourselves because we've nothing to hide. I think that's incredibly important. And those who are more accountable. Those are, like, for instance, when you don't have to do something like childproof packaging, but you do it. I think all those things tell brands who actually care, and I think that's definitely highly important. There's no real long-term studies done yet. I mean, a lot of the studies that we have are, from Israel, and I can probably count them on both of my hands. So there hasn't really been a lot of long-term studies. I think it's the same for Delta-9. There hasn't been a lot of studies there, but there definitely hasn't been a lot when it comes to Delta-8. And so I know for some people that can be a little concerning that there hasn't been the studies there, and it's just something to note that there isn't a lot of studies. There is a few that are there, and there's definitely some positive feedback about its properties of being an antiemetic, meaning it stops you from getting sick, but or vomiting or boat sickness, that type of stuff. But overall, it's pretty sparse, and there's not really a lot of studies on it. So that's something that I find can be concerning for other people.
You can't grow your own.
Yeah, okay,
You
that's
gotta
actually,
buy it.
that's
You gotta get it
actually, you
from
gotta
somebody
buy
else.
it. Yeah, I mean, okay, barriers to entry, right? I think you're not going to be able to grow your own. It's not something that is found in large quantities in the plant, so it's not like you can just pop some seeds. You do need to have.
There's no D8 strains.
There's no D8 strains. And so, yes, I think that is another downside. You can't really do it by yourself. You need to buy it from somebody else. And you need to trust those people.
Trust.
That is definitely something.
Trust
What was
and
the other
verify.
thing you said? That there's something else that came up there. You said, Grant. Oh, a lot of it. So there's a lot of so coming back to sort of the regulation. But when it comes to the flour, there's no real D8 flour. And by that we mean it's sprayed. When we say sprayed, the next question is, well, how do you spray it? And it's sprayed with solvents. So you either have like acetone, ethanol. I mean, you could do butane. There's a lot of different ways to spray it, and I think that is something that is concerning for some people.
Wait, so they sprayed, there's a residual amount of alcohol?
Yeah, so I haven't looked into it. I know that look, if it's sprayed, it's got solvents. Now, if you're buying sprayed flour, you should at least have a solvent report to show what's there. And a lot of people don't really know that. Again, it comes back to the education. And if you're buying sprayed flour, it could contain solvents. And you can't just grow it your own. So it just definitely, that's also something that's pretty frustrating about it. The next one, munchies. I think it could be a good thing,
If
but
you're
it
skinny,
could be a
you need to
good,
put on some weight.
sure, but
Don't
it
have
could
an
be,
appetite,
it could be
so like-
excessive. I think
yeah.
it could be excessive for some people. I mean, so basically to give you the rundown, what happens with Delta-8 in your stomach is basically the receptors get coated. They get the receptors in your stomach that say, I don't need any more food. They get coated with D8 or whatever it does, and it stops the receptor from working. So your body keeps saying, I can eat more. And for someone like me, sure, that's fine, but I swear, like, I've eaten like 2 dinners. Like, it's been like, I'm hungry, and then like, here comes round 2, how the hell am I hungry? And I think that is something that people could find as a negative. And sometimes, I haven't noticed it too much, but like coughing mouth, I think I've heard people talking about that as well. And the mouth being really dry, really needing a drink. I haven't noticed that too much, but I know that some other people have. That could be another downside. Something else? Let's see, what else? Do we have something else here?
Hey, there's a pro tip about the munchies. This is considering we have enough self-control. We should have enough self-control to say, hey, am I getting
I
munchies?
don't have any self-control
you
when
need
it comes to eating food.
But this
Delta-8.
will give you some self-control. Realize that if you succumb to the munchies, your buzz is going to go away. Munchies take your buzz away. I mean, maybe you get off on the food a little bit. You might get
You
the
think
food.
so?
Yeah. But if you want to have a good buzz and keep a good quality buzz, don't start eating. That'll kill it.
For me, eating is a part of the buzz.
Okay.
So it's like, for me, and I
You can make it a part of the buzz.
no, it's like I see the sugar,
Yeah.
and it's the sugar, and it's like, I'm not going for that. I'm not going for carrots and hummus here. I'm going for M&M peanuts and like chips and everything.
So what can you do
no
to
self-control.
overcome that? It's just one of the downfalls.
Don't use D8.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Final thing is tolerance. Tolerance.
Yeah,
I've definitely noticed that your tolerance builds quickly, and
But it still always works.
it still always works. I mean, I'm definitely not munching down like, 500 milligrams. No way, Jose. But I mean, I would say that I comfortably eat 150 milligrams, and I could eat 100 pretty easily. And I don't think I've ever really needed to go more than 100 milligrams. But 2, I've eaten 3 in a sitting, but I think 50 now is my like go-to. I just eat 50 and it just is good for me. Whereas before, I think I would have eaten less I've never been a fan of like what you just did, or eating like a quarter of a gummy and putting it back in the pack. I mean, I've always
That's how I
been
keep
the
my
person
packs.
to eat.
Who's gonna want to eat the pack after I take the gummy and put it back in?
Hey, there's a trick in the trade. You don't want people to eat your gummies. Take a bite, put it back in. Save your gummies. That's a good. I like that. That's really about it. I mean, look, at the end of the day, folks, you got to be informed. You got to do your own research, and it is out there. And there's so many different people who have started these Mickey Mouse companies, is what I like to call them. And basically, it's slap your name on this, put this oil in here, start selling it for super cheap, and boom, you got a brand. So, those types of companies, I would stay well away from them. Always look for COAs, always look for accountability. The more you can see them across different platforms, the better. At the end of the day, you got to make a decision that's right for you, and ideally a decision that's also safe for you, safe for your family. And if you're here watching these videos, I mean, you already know what quality is. So that's really it on that. Is there anything else, Steve, you want to add?
Why is your arm over your head like that?
Why is my hand over my
I've
head?
been wondering this the whole video.
I don't know. I just sometimes. Well, thank you. Why is my arm over my head like that? Why are you sitting with your hands crossed? Because it's comfortable. Sometimes I just, I think it's almost like a. I don't know. I know. When I sleep, I sleep like this.
I just
sleep
wanted
with
to
the
ask,
hands over
in
my
case
head.
anyone else was wondering.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Were you wondering why does Lou keep his hand over his head like that? I don't know. You tell us. Thanks, Steve.
I love D8.
Goodbye. Hey everyone, thanks for watching this week's video. If you like the content and want to see more, please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel to keep up to date with every new video as they're released. And don't forget to leave a comment if you want to be entered into our weekly giveaway to get some Al's products. Congratulations to this week's winner. Please make sure to reach out to us on Instagram to claim your prize. And if you can't wait that long, click the link in the description below. Thanks again for watching, everybody. See you next week.